like the look. Thank you. Let's get to it. Okay.
I have these great opportunities to create a look that's different from the previous Expendables. We've retained a continuity costume-wise because it is a franchise, but at the same time, we're not doing a military documentary, so we have freedom to play. It's the Expendables. You can push the envelope.
When Neil and I would talk about costume, I wanted to freshen the brand without losing the integrity of the brand. So I wanted to maintain the authenticity of who they are, but make them stylistically cool as shit.
It's a 7-year gap since the previous Expendables. If you were a character 7 years ago, you've certainly changed in 7 years. You've become something else. There's a different dynamic too. So trying through costume to convey the essence of another element of their character. And when they look at themselves in the mirror in a costume fitting, they go, yeah, now I can see the character.
With the original, as I call them, the OG Expendables. You got Sly, Jason, Randy, and Dolph. They've been doing it for the last 3 movies, so this is their brand. You know, they made the Expendables, and I'm here to make sure that they had their character where they wanted to go. That's why Dolph wore a wig. That was his choice, and I wanted to respect that, and we ran with it.
Good evening, big man.
Let's talk. What's that thing on your head?
Oh, the wig. Yeah, the wig.
Question is, why?
Jason is very much involved in every aspect of his costume. He's incredibly particular about the look and the feel. He wants it to look as authentic as possible, but at the same time, we can, push the envelope.
Go time.
He likes the idea of a vintage throwback to that military look, which we've tried to create with him, sort of like old SAS.
Actors are always very particular about what they wear because it's an extension of who they are, it's their physicality, and so you really have to collaborate with them. And how's the audience going to see them by what they wear? So they're rightfully involved in that decision.
At the beginning, we've kept him continuity-wise from the previous Expendables, but he's also moved on from that. He's changed throughout the Expendables 4. What's really nice is he has more costume changes than anybody else because his story takes a whole nother route. We got the opportunity of putting him in a suit. We had the opportunity of him wandering the streets of Thailand. We've got him going back on another mission. There were all these elements that came to play. I think there was 10 different costumes for him in total. And he was very, very much involved in every single one of them.
Why do you think they call her Lash?
I have no idea. I'd love to find out. She can lash me anytime.
We added new characters like Lash and Gina, and Jacob Scipio's character, Galan, and of course, 50 Cent's new character, Easy Day. Those 4 characters, we wanted to give them a fresh vibe into the scene, but still be a part of the brand.
You can't just veer off at a complete tangent, but at the same time, we wanted to modernize it. We wanted to create more dynamic. What's been challenging is to create individual characters within the realm of that military look. Because if you're considering military as a costume, it's pretty much standard. You've got the cargo pants, you've got a shirt, you have a flak vest. So using those basic elements that we had, adapting and changing them, incorporating leather, chopping up tactical vests to create new designs. Just taking the basic military that we got from a lot of military shops, pushing it a few steps forward to make it a little bit more edgy. We've done it with 50 Cent, we did it with Toll Road, adding things like scarves, shamags.
And lean into 50 Cent, How do we maintain a cool Navy SEAL digi-cami look, but unique to him? That's why we went with these black smoke digis on him.
Hey, it's Easy Day. Good man, ex-Special Forces.
Hey, Vaughn. I was very involved in the costume design for a character. I got a chance to go and dress him up as we went with different pieces and put things together. And so when you watch the film and it feels like Easy Day's like oddly cooler than the rest of the Expendables, it's really feeling me picking these things out of the things that they already established for the character. So he's just like probably the coolest guy in the film.
We have the beautiful Megan Fox, we have Livy, both incredible looking girls. What happens in the second mission that they go on is they sort of steal pieces of costume from mercenaries that they're battling. And in that you have the freedom then to take the continuity that you've used to create a whole new look around the characters and give them just a slight edge, more tight-fitting, especially with Megan Fox's look. You know, she has those really tight trousers, showing off, you know, physique, showing off a little bit more skin.
You wanted to accentuate how cool they are and how hot they are, but still that they're badass. And I feel like we did that with Gina's wardrobe.
Regarding the new Expendables, you want to portray their individual character. The new character, Lash, she's this like interesting, dynamic Asian ninja, tattooed warrior, more of a martial art expert. So you adapt the costume to that. The basis for Lash actually was herself, in the sense of that she has these incredible tattoos that are on her arms and across her collarbone and chest. So that was a huge part of the costume that we designed around her, because Scott really wanted to show off that, because that also elevates her to a whole nother character.
Lash, we wanted to showcase all of her tattoos, but still be the fight aficionado with the whip chain that she is.
Lash has a special weapon which is called a whip chain, which is great because you can hide it. It's in her belt. It looks like a belt. So when they get tied up and have all their equipment taken, nobody realizes what she's actually got on her. Meanwhile, they've left her fully equipped to kill someone with it. With Andy Garcia, we had lots of discussions about where his character's from, the history of his character, even to the point of like discussing his childhood background.
I'm just trying to play the character as I imagine him somehow in the story, just to kind of throw myself into the predicament of what the responsibilities of the story are and how I can serve it.
The actors always have some sort of vision in their own mind of where they're going. It's always very much a collaborative process.
I just try to live truthfully within these imaginary circumstances that I'm in and hopefully service the movie in the appropriate way for the story to work at its best.
He's basically ex-CIA, one of the top in this field. He is now pretty much a gun for hire in the sense of the CIA or those people bring him in when required. As an ex-CIA, we kept him in a suit when he interacts with the Expendables in the first half of the film, which really sets him above the others because he's coming in now and giving orders. Then at the end, he decides, you know what, you messed up the last mission, I'm coming with you. And we then turn him into an Expendable.
Since you Neanderthals digged up that last mission in Libya without me, I'm gonna be coming along to babysit you this time. Now, won't that be fun?
Normally, I'll put together a mood board for each individual character in pre-production where I'll send it off to the director. He'll give me his feedback, you know, maybe go in this direction or that direction or else love it, send it as is. Then you send it to the actor, everybody gets involved.
Get in, losers! We're going shopping!
I had this idea of making Galan into a modern, swashbuckling gladiator Zorro. So I wanted a cape, I wanted a sash, I wanted a pistol, I wanted a sword, and I wanted lots of jewelry. I didn't get all of that, but I got some of it.
It's my job as the overall storyteller to make sure it fits in with the whole story. I know Scipio, Jacob really wanted to go far with the Zorro idea, and I, sometimes had to pull him back a little bit because I want to make sure it still fits within Expendables. We just tried to bring part of Galgo's character, Antonio Banderas. How can we bring that into Galan?
I have the eyesight, the heart, and the sex drive of my father.
Tell me he doesn't talk as much as his father.
He's worse.
No.
Twice as bad.
It's gonna be a long trip.
I'm very happy with it. The look that we came up with in the end, working with Neil, our costume designer, and Scott, also, who's just so receptive to your ideas. I think we came up with a fantastic look for Galan.
I'm looking for a man named Desha. I'm sorry, Desha has long gone.
Oh, yeah, where?
To a place of peace.
Tony Jaa, his character named Decha, and Tony's character is resolved to not doing any of this Expendables type work anymore. He's a Zen character. There used to be this story in the movie about feeding the wolf, and be careful of which wolf you feed because you either feed the good one or the bad one.
If I let the old me out, I don't know if I could ever get him back in.
Well, when the bad wolf gets fed again. His real inner warrior comes out.
When become the expendable team, he like a warrior. I make it like costume. I look in the my costume is wow, totally different. It's like a Pachi warrior. I feel like it look cool.
He becomes this killing machine that you would never expect. Then this new look just happens. These dark eyes and this headbands. He just metamorphoses into this warrior.
So, you know, you had a lot of room to create new, interesting looks for all the new characters, which was very exciting to do.
We really took each of those characters and really talked about them in their essence of who they are and where they're going now.
It's going to be a great opportunity to hopefully capture a whole new audience, as well as the existing fan base that they have, creating some amazing new characters, some incredible action scenes with incredible costumes.